Town. I am. I didn't have much to move, so it made unpacking easy.
Jackson said something else to Dad, but my heart was beating so hard I couldn't focus on their conversation. Jackson. His name was Jackson, and he lived in Lark Cove.
Willa.
Jackson and Willa. Willa and Jackson. Our names went together like peanut butter and jelly.
Willa.
Maybe people in town would merge us into a nickname. Wilson. Jack Illa. Both were terrible, but I'd think of something better tonight.
Earth to Willa.
I flinched, my eyes whipping up. Huh? Dad shook his head and laughed.
Lost in outer space again.
Yeah. Heat crept up my cheeks as I bent to pick up my fallen Snickers. With it in hand, I came out from behind the aisle.
Jackson, meet my daughter.
Before Dad could finish his introduction, the clerk stole his attention, asking if he wanted his weekly scratch ticket too.
Hey.
Jackson waved.
I'm Jackson.
I'm Willa, I mumbled. Articulating words was impossible standing in front of him.
Nice to meet you, Willow.
It's, Willa. But Jackson had already turned away. The clerk had his attention again, joking with both Jackson and Dad that if either won the lottery, he wanted a kickback. With his purchases in hand, Jackson said goodbye to Dad and went right for the door and pushed outside.
Ready to go?
Dad asked. I nodded and handed him my Snickers. As the clerk rang up my candy bar, Dad's ticket, a bag of M&Ms, and 2 cans of Coke, I peered outside, hoping to get one last glimpse of Jackson. But with the front windows stacked full of beer boxes and a rotating rack of maps blocking the only other free space, I couldn't see anything past our car parked right outside the door. I drummed my fingers on the counter, willing the clerk to make change faster. Finally, he handed Dad $1 and some coins, and I bolted for the door, stepping into the bright summer sunshine just in time to see Jackson slide into an old Chevy truck.
Did you forget something, honey?
Dad appeared at my side, handing me my Snickers and Coke. Whoopsie. Sorry, Dad. He just laughed.
It's okay.
I took my things, then slowly walked toward our car, keeping one eye on Jackson's truck as it pulled onto the highway. When it disappeared behind a patch of trees, I sighed and resumed normal speed, opening the passenger door and sliding inside. Luckily for me, Dad didn't comment on my strange behavior. He just popped the top on his Coke, took a sip, and backed us out of the parking lot to go home. Dad? Who was that? He pulled onto the highway, going the opposite direction of where Jackson had turned.
Who was who?
That guy you introduced me to in the gas station. I haven't seen him around before. I added that last part, hoping I sounded more curious than desperate for information.
That's Jackson Page. He just moved to town to work with Hazel down at the bar. I think he's from New York or New Jersey. I can't remember.
That's good. More like freaking fantastic. Dad gave me a sideways glance.
Is it?
Uh-oh. Maybe I hadn't hidden my crush as well as I'd hoped. Totally! It came out too loud as I scrambled for a recovery. It's, good that Hazel has some help. Don't you think she's kind of old to be working at the bar all by herself? Dad frowned as he turned down the street toward our house.
Old? Hazel isn't all that much older than me and your mom, but I guess teenagers think anyone past 30 is old.
I giggled. Ancient. You're practically fossils.
Ouch.
He clutched his heart, pretending to be hurt as he pulled into our driveway. Just kidding. Dad smiled.
Try to save part of your candy bar until after dinner.
Deal. I hopped out of the car, escaping inside while Dad went to check on Mom's progress in her vegetable garden. I yanked my diary out from underneath my mattress and got comfortable on my bed. Then I tore into my Snickers bar, chewing as I opened to a blank page. My pen flew across the page.